The evolution of the Mario Kart series is wild. The constant improvement of graphics, characters, and gameplay have always been something any gamer can look forward to for the past 30 years. Today, we're looking at not only the timeline of the Mario Kart series, each and every game, but the crazy difference in prices over the years. This is the evolution of Mario Kart. Starting us off in 1992, Nintendo dropped the genre-defining party racing game. Super Mario Kart for the SNES dropped with an original price of $54.99. Using F-Zero style of racing called Mode 7, this fake 3D but 2D looking environment paved the way for the original charm that is Mario Kart. We have the classic characters with some interesting ones like Donkey Kong Jr. and Koopa, but its vibrancy on the SNES and its uniqueness compared to the other titles easily made it the fourth best-selling game on this console. It's nostalgic, it's the one that started it all. It's arguably one of the best gaming franchises ever made. There's an excellent single-player mode, driving through the numerous Mario-themed levels in Grand Prix, and even better, the multiplayer modes, adding couch co-op like no other game has seen at this point. A kart racer. Mario Kart launched with unique Mario characters, power-ups on every track, beautifully designed worlds, and such replayability. It's an aspect that becomes the staple of one of this series forever.
Mario Kart 64 was released in 1996 for the Nintendo 64. Like other games on the console, it was a true evolution from the original. I have such vivid memories of playing this game on my family's console and always losing because the steering just wasn't that great. You could call it a skill issue on my part, but overall I had a blast. Toad was always my go-to character, and I think this game is actually where my love for Moo Moo Meadows, then called Moo Moo Farm, originated. Can you believe the cow from this game can drive now? They grow up so fast. The price of this little gem retailed for about $40, which honestly isn't that bad for a party game where you can couch co-op with your friends on the weekends. While I was never the biggest fan of Mario's mainline adventures like Mario 64, this game, along with others that we will be getting into today, solidified his spin-offs as a mainstay in my gaming library.
Hey, it's Cisco here. We're going to be talking about Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. This was the third Mario Kart game and the first one on handheld. Mario Kart Super Circuit was released in 2001 and had 8 characters to play, such as Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Yoshi, Bowser, and Donkey Kong. It did include multiplayer. You were able to play up to 4 players using the link cable. You can play racing or battle mode. Unfortunately, this game added absolutely no items. It has the standard items of shells, mushrooms, banana, a star, and of course, the return of the spiny shell, Boo, and lightning. But that's it. There are no other items. However, it does include 20 brand new tracks. This includes like Shy Guy Beach, Sunset Wilds, Cheeseland, Ribbon Road, Lakeside Park, and my personal favorite, Sky Garden, because of the music. This was the Mario Kart that I grew up with on the Game Boy because that was my first console or handheld console. And while it seems very minimal compared to the Mario Karts we get today, it was still a lot of fun, and I just really enjoyed all the music and the different tracks, and it has a big charm to it. So it still remains actually one of my favorite Mario Karts to this day.
Mario Kart Double Dash was released on November 17th, 2003 for the Nintendo GameCube console with a retail price of $60, which, if you ask me, is like $300 in 2020 cash. Anyways, Double Dash was the first game, or actually the only game in the Mario Kart series to introduce the double rider mechanic. If you were playing with a friend in person, one of you could be steering and driving the carts, and the other one could be throwing the items, which would give you perfect leeway to blame everything that happened on the person steering. Within its first 7 weeks of sales, Mario Kart Double Dash sold over 1 million units, making it the fastest selling GameCube game up to that point. I have some fond memories with Double Dash. It was one of the first video games I ever played, right behind Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. For the short time where my siblings still lived with me when I was a child, we would play Mario Kart Double Dash all the time, and somehow, even though I was only 4 or 5 years old, I managed to be better than all of them. being teenagers. I still have a physical copy of it buried in my closet to this day.
Now it's time for Mario Kart DS, released in November 14 of 2005. This is one of my favorite Mario Kart games. Not only is it the first video game I ever played and the game that started my love with Nintendo, but it is also one of the best games. It has such iconic tracks like Waluigi Pinball, Airship Fortress, and Delfino Square. Also, Mario Kart DS is, to my knowledge, the only Mario Kart game that has a story mode with boss fights. Let's see if Mario Kart World has something similar. But for now, Mario Kart DS is the only Mario Kart game with this feature. I remember seeing a friend play the Luigi's Mansion track for the first time and knowing that I wanted to play it, and that was actually the Luigi's Mansion track in Mario Kart DS was my introduction to Nintendo. So what can I say? I love Mario Kart DS, it has a very special place in my heart, and it is one of the best games in the franchise.
Hey guys, Night Sky here, and while Mario Kart Double Dash was a standout title on the GameCube, no installment in the series leveraged its console's capabilities quite like Mario Kart Wii. Released in April 2008, this entry encapsulated the late 2000s aesthetic, from its menus and music to the character designs, karts, and graphics. Who could forget that iconic main menu theme? It was so catchy that many, just like myself, would sit there and vibe out with the tune before even starting a race. Mario Kart Wii was also groundbreaking as the first in the series to introduce online multiplayer, utilizing the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection on the Wii console. At launch, the game was priced at $49.99 USD and included the Wii Wheel accessory, enhancing the motion-controlled racing experience. It went on to sell over 37 million copies, making it the best-selling Mario game on the Wii and one of the top-selling games of all time. For me, Mario Kart Wii was one of the first video games I ever played as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. I have countless memories of racing against my siblings, creating silly catchphrases with them whenever we picked up items like the Bullet Bill or the Mega Mushroom. And even now, we still race from time to time. And yes, I always win.
What's cracking, my dudes? It's Ribs. Today I'm talking about Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS. Came out at a price point of $50. A little steep for a 3DS game, but that's what most games were. And it gave us a beautiful soundtrack, bunch of really cool tracks in general. It was the forerunner for letting you build your kart, do a bunch of different designs. Mario Kart 7's a little slept on. I just wanted to bring some attention to it, talk about, one, like most Nintendo games, the soundtrack is solid. Two, a lot of the tracks from 3DS were often brought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Kart 8 in general. I think that since the Switch is out and like Nintendo kind of forgot about the 3DS, a lot of 3DS games, but like specifically Mario Kart in this instance, have been forgotten about. So it's definitely worth going back and playing it again. And I hope you guys do. Peace.
What's up, boys and girls? It's your guy Radical. Let's stop talking about these old boo-boo ass Mario Kart games and let's talk about something a little bit newer. On May 29th of 2014, we got Mario Kart 8 on the Nintendo Wii, and just 3 years later, on April 28th, 2017, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch. Now, the Switch only came out a month prior, so this was honestly one of the only games you could really play at the time that the Switch came out, and it was absolutely essential. Any person that owns a Switch more than likely owns a copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and for a good reason. It has 44 characters, DLC, battle modes, endless tracks, and so much fun for parties. Now, as a streamer, I enjoyed my time with this game. It's an essential, and honestly, I'm gonna miss it when we retire it. Shout out Mario Kart 8.
Hi guys, the Litz here, and today we are going to talk about Mario Kart Tour. The best part about Mario Kart Tour is that it's free! And you know Nintendo loves giving away free things. Just like Wii Sports on the Wii, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Oh wait. I meant to say it's free to start, because Nintendo loves taking all our money! Mario Kart Tour is an amazing free-to-play option. If you just want to just race for fun against bots and collect cars, parts, and characters through a gacha, then that's the game for you. The interesting part about Mario Kart Tour is that the courses that you know and love aren't the same. They like to mix and match elements of the course, adding a few extra ramps here and there, enemies, different items that change up the gameplay, like the frenzy mode. If you get all 3 of the same item, you become like a god tier invincible motherfucker, destroying everyone in your way. Mario Kart Tour filled with lots of fun. But if you want a free Diddy, you're gonna have to pay 40 bucks. Nintendo is locking behind so much of its content behind paywalls. It would take you years to try to earn everything for free. If you want to get your favorite character and play as Daisy in a bikini, you're probably gonna have to fork up some student loans. But in all honesty, as someone who paid for the New Year's Pauline outfit, it was worth it. Mario Kart Tour is a lot of fun to play on the go, just to pull out to make the time go by. Even though it's free and has its faults, it's a pretty damn good Mario Kart game.
While we're not talking about any of these spin-off games from Mario Kart, since this is really an only main series franchise, I thought it was important to at least mention and give some nods to Mario Kart Arcade GP. Now, there's no specific pricing for this. I mean, we could talk about the pricing of an entire cabinet, or the individual price of just the arcade itself, putting a couple quarters in. But surprisingly, this Mario Kart Arcade, there's a couple in this series spanning over the past 25 years. This all started kind of as a concept back in the N64 days. The Mario Kart Arcade GP kind of has this Namco, Sega kind of collaboration with it, so we're having Mario Kart with Pac-Man characters and these nice fancy arcade cabinets that are really nice to use, but maybe a little bit more silly than just the regular main games. It's nothing too crazy, but I thought it was important to mention in this video since we are talking about every single Mario Kart game. Let's give some praise for the arcade cabinets.
Mario Kart Live Circuit Tour, released on October 16th, 2020. It retailed for a whopping $100, and people are calling Mario Kart World the most expensive Mario Kart game? But is this just another forgotten Nintendo gimmick? I couldn't justify the full price, so I waited to grab it at a discount. Rock said we needed footage, so I tracked one down for this video, and my collection. I popped it out of the box, and Mario with a camera was instantly drifting around the floors of my 2-bedroom apartment and invading my personal space. This is just a Mario RC car with a first-person camera on your Switch. The more time you spend with it, the more you will get out of it. It isn't a perfect piece of technology and has some issues with range, and the camera struggles a little bit with low light. If I was a kid who had all day to design tracks for my Mario Kart, this would be the best thing ever. Although I am 21 years old, I still spent 3 hours with it. Nintendo is still at the forefront of gimmicky but cool technology, and this is a perfect example. 10 out of 10, best Mario Kart, plus best roster, Mario only, and Luigi for an additional $100.
Now, with the most recent edition of the Mario Kart series, we have Mario Kart World. Dropped as a launch title alongside the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th, 2025, we get an $80 Mario Kart game. The highest it's ever been in the series. Honestly, the highest it probably will be for a while. Mario Kart World is the biggest and craziest Mario Kart adventure yet. We have these sculpted kind of open worlds, and we have a gigantic roster of wacky characters to choose from. Things I haven't seen in this series yet. It has the most amount of online players you can play with at once. It has some of the best new modes that Mario Kart has ever seen. And honestly, graphically, it looks the most stylish out of the most recent Mario Karts in years. A lot of the Mario characters went back to kind of their roots, like Donkey Kong looking like his older style from 20 plus years ago, and Mario kind of looking like Super Mario RPG or the Mario Wonder version, instead of the classic 3D Mario that we saw in the last 10-15 years or so. All the characters look great here, and on top of that, we get different outfits. Mario Kart Worlds is the most insane Mario Kart has ever been. Honestly, it was the most hyped too, alongside the Nintendo Switch 2, so Currently, if you're playing it right now or checking out any of the N10 members live streaming it right now, I hope you have a great time. Well, that was the timeline and the many prices of the Mario Kart series. I really hope you enjoyed this special N10 video and the first N10 video dropping with the Nintendo Switch 2. This is going to be a whole new crazy era for gaming and for the Nintendo community alongside the N10 buddies. But if this video interested you at all for the future and what's to come, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel below. Mario Kart is an important series as we discussed the past how many so games, and with each member listing some of their favorites, you really get to see how personal these games have become for us fans over the years. Over the past 30 years. I love Mario Kart alongside all my friends, and I hope that this series can continue to blossom into always what it has been, pure online multiplayer fun. We're all here from Mario, and I hope it stays that way for a long time, especially with Mario Kart Worlds, and I'm excited to even see what's next in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Rocks from N10. Peace.